Where will the money come from, Diane Abbott? Good morning.
Well, the money will come from reversing some of the tax cuts to the rich that the Tories have pushed through. And the tax cut we're specifically identifying to pay for the 10,000 policemen is the cuts in capital gains tax.
Policemen? So we can't have police women then?
Policemen and women.
Oh, that's all right, just checking.
Yeah, right. So the
Strange
tax...
it falls to me to correct you, Diane, but do go on.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the real issues about crime, which people are worried about.
Mm-hmm.
And what people are worried about is the rise in violent crime. We've seen in the Met, for instance, gun crime go up by 42% and knife crime go up by 24%. And we believe that more community policemen and women are part of the answer to this.
So how much would 10,000 police officers cost?
Well, if we recruit the 10,000 police men and women over a 4-year period, we believe it'll be about £300,000.
£300,000?
Sorry,
10,000 police officers? What are you paying them?
No, I mean, sorry.
How much will they cost?
They will cost... It will cost about £80 million.
About £80 million?
Yeah.
Right. How do you get to that figure?
We get to that figure because we anticipate recruiting 25,000 extra police officers a year, at least, over a period of 4 years. And we're looking at both what average police wages are generally, but also specifically police wages in London.
And this will be funded by the reversing, in some instances, I think, the cuts to capital gains tax. But I'm right in saying that since Jeremy Corbyn became leader of the party, that money has also been promised to reverse spending cuts in education, spending cuts in arts, spending cuts in sports. The Conservatives would say you've spent this money already, Diane Abbott.
Well, the Conservatives would say that. We've not promised the money to any area. We've just pointed out that the cuts in capital gains tax will cost the taxpayer over £2 billion, and there are better ways of spending that money. But as we roll out our manifesto process, we are specifically saying how we will fund specific proposals. And this morning I'm saying to you that we will fund the 10,000 extra police officers by using some, not all, but just some of the over £2 billion.
The 80 million is the figure we use.
Yeah.
But if you, I don't understand. If you divide 80 million by 10,000, you get 8,000. Is that what you're going to pay these policemen and women?
No, we're talking about a process over 4 years.
I don't understand. What is he or she getting? 80 million divided by 10,000 equals 8,000. So what are these police officers going to be paid?
We will be paying them the average...
Has this been thought through?
Of course it's been thought through.
Where are the figures?
The figures are that the additional cost in year one, when we anticipate recruiting about 250,000 policemen, will be 64.3 million.
250,000 policemen?
And women.
So you're getting more than 10,000. You're recruiting 250,000.
No, we are recruiting 2,000 and perhaps 250. And the cost...
So where did 250,000 come from?
I think you said that, not me.
No, I can assure you said that figure because I wrote it down.
What I'm saying about the costs is in year one, obviously, we're getting ready to recruit.
Right.
But in year two, the cost will be 64.3 million. In year three, the cost will be 139.1 million. Right. Year four, the cost will be 217 million. And year five, the cost will be 298 million. And that can be amply covered by reversing the cuts in capital gains tax.
And lastly, you will, I'm sure, be very close to police officers, as I am sometimes, and there are concerns within cities such as London that the dilution of stop and search by the Prime Minister, when she was Home Secretary, Theresa May, has in some way perhaps contributed to a 24% increase in knife crime in London. Where do you stand on stop and search, Diane Abbott?
I support evidence-based stop and search, but we know in the past only a tiny fraction of stop and search revealed actual crime, mostly people carrying drugs for personal use. And the reason for the rise in knife crime are very complex. They're to do with young people sadly thinking they need it for self-defence and so on. But we believe that a rise in community policing and community policemen and women engaging in outreach with the community is part of the solution to the rise in knife crime and gun crime.
So would you authorise increased stop? Because there is a body of thought within policing, as I'm sure you're aware as Shadow Home Secretary, that actually we need more properly executed, carefully delivered, respectfully done stop and search. Where do you stand on that?
We need more evidence-based stop and search.
But you can't always have evidence, Diane. You know that as well as I do. Sometimes, I mean, they caught the Yorkshire Ripper through a bit of a lucky one, as you'll be aware. You don't always necessarily have that evidence, do you?
We believe in more evidence-based stop and search. And what we've found in London is that although levels of stop and search have gone down, levels of convictions related to stop and search has gone up.
Yeah, but knife crime has too, Diane Abbott.
Yes, but there are complicated reasons for knife crime. I'll come back on your programme and talk about the rise in knife crime on another occasion.
Sure.
But community policing has a big role to play in fighting knife crime and gun crime.
And lastly, the headline is 10,000 more police officers, which is very exciting, but does that necessarily mean that they'll be good? That is to say, if Ford were to employ 10,000 extra people in building their cars, it doesn't mean they make better cars, of course.
Well, you need to say that to the Police Federation. The Police Federation has said that austerity is calling real issues, police forces are struggling to cope, and of course we need more policemen. You need to say to the Police Federation
and
if you
police
think...
women, Diane. You've got a real problem with this, you know. You've got to get into the modern day, Diane. You keep saying policemen. We have police officers.
And you, Nick, need to talk seriously about crime.
I do. I talk about it every single day, I assure you, Shadow Home Secretary, and I've enjoyed talking to you. Thank you for your time.